Alrighty, welcome to another Frog Pop Star video. Today we're going to be talking about the new season and how you can prepare for it. Going to talk about some, mapping your path, talking about some builds, talking about where to get some elementals. Okay, so let's just get right into it. First, we're going to start with low-level elementals, okay? So if you are planning to level with the new tame elemental thing, this is where you're going to get them. So first, I am not sure if the Shaman Quest elementals are tameable. I can't find any kind of discussion on that, any answer on that. If they are, they're around level 15. So they'll be kind of around when you would be able to get all these other ones. Anyway, a lot of the Shaman Quest elementals, there's only one of them. Like, they don't spawn for you. They're just like you drink a potion and you can see them, and there's just only one. So it might be contested anyway, so it really might not be a great choice, even if they are tameable. But let's discount them and go straight to the first elemental that non-undead horde players are going to run into, which is this molten elemental in Ragefire Chasm. They are between level 13 and 15, and there is one right at the entrance of Ragefire Chasm. You can approach it by yourself. It is an elite, so it does hit fairly hard. If you're a nightmare mode player or something, this thing is going to kill you, most likely. So if you're nightmare mode, don't tame this one. Honestly, if you're nightmare mode, don't pick tame elemental because a lot of them will kill you. They all have like spells and stuff for the most part, and it's definitely not going to be a great option for you if you play nightmare. But so this one, level 13 to 15. The one at the entrance I have found is usually level 13 or 14 in my experience, but it's a little out of the way, and it's also an elite, so if you don't want to mess with that, you've got the Shade Thicket Moss Eater, who is level 21 to 23, and it's found right around here in Ascension, so if you want that one, then that's an option for you, okay? Okay, and another thing, by the way, Draenei and Blood Elves are going to be available, but their zones are going to be closed. So Blood Elves are going to be in the Orc starting zone, and Draenei are going to be in the Human starting zone. So if you're playing those races, keep that in mind, okay? Ordinarily, both of those races would have had very low level elementals to tame, so RIP. But those zones will not be available until BC officially launches. So Blood Elves will also, be following this Molten Earth Elemental or the Shade Thicket Moss Eater. If you're undead, the Lake Skulker is available at level 15, and they are found right around here in Silverpine Forest. Okay, by the way, elementals are like a lot less common than I thought they would, like when I was researching to make this guide. Anyway, for Alliance, if you are a Night Elf, there's a lot of options. The first being the level 5 Boggling, which is found around here. There's other like level 5, level 6 elementals in this area too. Pretty much this whole map is full of elementals that are in the level 5, level 6 range. So plenty of options if you are, looking, if you're a Night Elf and you're looking for one of these things. If you are the other race, all the other races except for, well, human, or if you're human or Draenei, the Dust Devil, level 18 will be your first option, found right around here in Westfall, all these locations. If you are gnome or dwarf, I didn't pull it up, but there is it's called a Fen Dweller, and they are in wetlands starting at level 20. So if you're gnome or dwarf, maybe that, you should perhaps go get those. Or if you're looking to quest on this side of the world, the Dust Devil is your other option. It's not really worth it, by the way, to go, like if you're a human, it's not really worth it to walk to the Night Elf zone at a low level and tame something, then come back or whatever. That'd be silly. It's not worth your time. Just level without the pet, and tame one when you hit this level, if you want to be time efficient. Really quick, because I know some of you are probably first-time Ascension players, we're going to look at, just real fast, the lowest level dragons. For Horde, it is the, if you want to do the Tame Dragonkin, which they added last season, for Horde, right here, Fey Dragon, level 24, 25, and for Alliance, it is the Black Dragon Whelp, which is found right around here. It's level 17 to 18, okay? So now, let's talk about some builds, okay? So first, don't worry too much about your build initially, okay? What you're going to want to do is hit 60, get some skill cards, and then prestige. Okay? Now, some people are going to be rushing for worlds first or want to kind of be on the bleeding edge, whatever it is you're wanting to do. If you're one of those players, I'm going to include some builds that don't really need skill cards for you, but we're going to go over the leveling builds first, okay? If you want to play with... Oh, and by the way, there's no, The leveling builds we know of are different because they involve random enchants. So because there won't really be random enchants on the server at first, you know, people have to find them and then you have to buy them. So you're not going to be able to start with a random enchant like you can currently. So these are builds that are just good with just the spell and the talents, okay? So if you pick Tame Elemental, you only get to start with one other spell. I know this goes for all the tames. If you do Tame Pet, you only get to start with one spell, okay? So for a caster build, Arcane Missiles and Fireball, they've got no utility, and their talents are not really amazing. They end up doing less DPS for their cast time and such than the other options. So Arcane Missiles and Fireball, not great options for your one spell. Frostbolt is the slowest of the good options. You know, it does a little bit less damage than the others. What's good about Frostbolt is it slows the enemy, so it's very good if you're like running Nightmare mode or something, but you know, quest mobs are not that hard. You don't actually need the slow, although Frostbolt's not bad if that's what you want to play. So Frostbolt's not, you know, it's okay. And then above Frostbolt, we've got Smite, Wrath, and Lightning Bolt. They all do fairly high damage, have some pretty decent talents. Lightning Bolt becomes the highest DPS option later down the line, like around at level 45 when it gets Elemental Overload. The way the DPS maps out, like on the, you know, if you factor in the chance for Elemental Overload to proc and all that stuff, Lightning Bolt becomes the highest DPS option around the level 40 area, which, you know, 40 to 60 is the kind of the biggest part of the leveling stretch. So it really is a pretty good option. Wrath and Smite are both pretty good too. If you happen to see Starfire, it's actually super good. When I was leveling with Starfire, I was one-shotting the mobs, but you can't start level 1 with Starfire, so it's just something, if you see it, I'd play it. If not, carry on. The best option, and I really think this is the best option overall, even including the melee options we're going to discuss, is just Shadowbolt plus Pet. Shadowbolt is so good because of this. Soul Leech. You've got a 100% chance to heal for 15% of damage caused and reduce the enemy's attack power. If you are auto-attacked while you're casting, it gets another 30% crit. With this improved Soul Leech, it also is going to refund your mana. So you won't run out of mana. You really won't need to be stopping and healing like you ordinarily would need to. It's also got very good talents. It gets very high crit rate just naturally from talents like Bane. It's got this. Like the Shadowbolt talents overall they're just pretty good. It's got Backlash, so you know it's a good choice. It's a good choice. Very high crit chance, heals yourself, refresh your mana. It's the best option. Very easy. The other options, like I said, they're fine too, but personally, I think you should go with Shadowbolt. For if you want to pick a pet and also but be a melee, Sinister Strike's really your only option. That's, you know, it's fine if you want to run that, but you know, like I said, Sinister Strike, that's it. That's really all your only choice, in my opinion. So now for some other builds, okay? If you want to, you know, pick a build that doesn't need skill cards and is good from level 1, then I would pick the Evoker. Like if you're not planning to Prestige, you just want to hit 60 and get into PvE as soon as you possibly can, the Evoker's a good option. That's Frostbolt, Fireball, plus Arcane Missiles. By the time you hit 60, you know, random enchants are going to start showing up on the auction house and you can pick up your Evoker. For the fourth option, like I would pick Brilliant Aura. I really like Brilliant Aura. So Frostbolt, Fireball, Arcane Missiles, and then whatever utility you like. Personally, I pick Brilliant Aura. Brilliant Aura. Okay. For a melee build, Rend, Heroic Strike, Charge, and Battle Stance. This can turn into a pretty good PvE or PvP build. If you're only concerned about PvE, I would drop the Charge for Thunderclap. So it's pretty good. You can also run Mongoose Bite plus Raptor Strike. The only other thing it really needs is counterattack, which is now a common from what I'm told. So you got a pretty good chance of rolling it. For my other two options, I would pick Aspect of the Hawk. And for the last pick, you can go some kind of utility like charge if you want, or if you want to just go all DPS, battle stance, Blessing of Might is okay too, but you know, if you're doing PvE, there's going to be someone else with Blessing of Might for you. Okay, so something kind of interesting is the tank and healer cards are going to be available from the start. So, you know, like they did last season, there'll be some free tank and healer cards. I can't get a confirmation on what those cards are, but so I'm not gonna, you know, provide builds for them since we don't know what, you know, I don't know what the cards will be. But a tank is a pretty fast leveler, and if you also are one of those people who wants to hit 60 and get straight into PvE without having to prestige, then picking a tank or healer build is, because of these free cards, you're gonna have the most solid build from the word go. So definitely a great option if you want to do that. For leveling fast, tank is very good. Of course, healer, you know, it's a bit of a struggle to level. You know, if you've got people helping you, then it's fine. But so I'm not gonna provide builds for though. But it is something to consider. So anyway, excited to see you guys in season 8, and look forward to playing with some of y'all. And you know, leave in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Of course, I'm gonna be covering all sorts of content in season 8. I'm going to tame all those elementals as soon as possible and get the data out on those, so look forward to that. And if you are concerned about the giveaway, I will be announcing the winner of that in the next video. It's just, you know, the whole video is just going to be the giveaway. And so yeah, I'll see you guys on Friday.